Well, it was the ultimate fight in the octagon where a local fighter was named the champ.
Yes, so Sacra Gray is in Elk Grove meeting this young champ. Sacra, you're not getting in the octagon, are you?
No, but
Okay.
I have some lovely models this morning for us that are going to show us what's called the triangle choke. Let's see it, you two. The triangle
Oh,
choke.
that's how you
You don't
do
want to be
it.
caught up in one of these. Okay, let's see it one more time. Triangle choke. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom.
What?
And you're done. Wow. Okay, so speaking of triangle choke, that is the move that got Joseph Morales the title of the Ultimate Fighter Champ Season 33. Last time, Joseph, we talked to you, you guys were filming the show, and now here you are, victorious. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So let's circle it all back. So before you were on the show, it's a reality show, you're having to live with a bunch of guys, lots of fighting, lots of energy, but you made it to the finals. Tell me about the whole process.
So the whole process was great, and just going through the show and learning, so much and meeting a bunch of people it was an awesome experience. It's a show that I grew up watching as a kid, and it got me into fighting. So, honored to be on the show, and now I'm just so excited. I never in a million years thought I'd be the Ultimate Fighter.
So you secured a UFC contract. That's what winning this does. And then after you were crowned the winner, you got to do an interview with Joe Rogan. How was that?
Yeah, no, the interview with Joe Rogan was great. I grew up watching him on Fear Factor and stuff like that, and me and my son were huge fans of his, and so to be able to finally get an interview with him was amazing.
Okay, and on top of that, you said something interesting in your post-game interview. You said, "Mom, I don't know, wherever you're out there, but someone get this woman a beer." We got to know, did she end up getting the beer?
She did end up getting a beer, yeah.
We
Somebody
love
did
it.
buy her a beer, so it was cool. Yeah.
And what's awesome, too, is you shouted out Elk Grove and the place where you train in front of that entire crowd of screaming fans. What's it like for you now being back in the Sacramento region? Maybe people pointing you out and recognizing you.
Yeah, I have been recognized a couple times. Sunday we went to go eat, and I was with my family, and somebody was like, "Bopo, Bopo," and it was saying "good fight," and I was like, "Do I know you?" And they were like, "No, I just watched your fight." So it was pretty cool. And then Chicago too was amazing. Fighting in Chicago and opening for such a big UFC card was a great time. The fans out there were super cool. I got recognized so much. Never been recognized more in my entire life, and I hadn't even fought in the UFC yet. So
I love it. Okay, and speaking of, right now we're at the Academy here in Elk Grove. Yes. You coach the next generation as well. Okay, let's have you guys come on in, show us your skills. Because when we talk about the younger generation, hey, you're passing down your knowledge. When we talk about the triangle choke, which is what ultimately won you the title, let's have you guys go into it. This is you called it kind of a fundamental or basic move that ended up helping you win. Yeah. Tell us about that.
So with the triangle choke is one of my favorite ones. I don't know if it's my signature move. I got a couple that are pretty good. But this move right here is such a great move because you're using your legs, which are such a strong muscle. You're using your hamstrings going on one side of the carotid artery, and then you have the arm going on the other side of the carotid artery. And once you have it locked in, there's pretty much no way you could get out unless your legs get too tired. But you only have 8 seconds until you pass out. So if you can't get out in 8 seconds, you're most likely going to wake up and the fight's going to be over.
Well, okay, tell me about that moment when you realized you had won.
So it was just surreal because I had been on the 2 fights. I had to keep it a secret from everybody. I knew I had won those 2 fights, but I couldn't celebrate them. So to be able to finally win this fight and become the Ultimate Fighter champion, it was like I was celebrating 3 fights in one. And I just couldn't believe it. It felt like my body was catching up to my spirit because I knew that I visualized that winning so much, and I visualized being the Ultimate Fighter. And, to finally have it all happen, it was like all the emotions just rushed to my body. Yeah,
manifestation's real. You dreamed it. It happened. Congrats on your UFC contract. We're going to be rooting for him. When UFC gives you that call, you let Good Day know because we will be the first ones to tune in. So congratulations to Joseph. Congrats to these two, too. They are going to be handed the baton, essentially. They're the next generation here. Hey, you never know who's going to be the next big thing that comes out of Elk Grove. We'll have more coming up in the next hour. Right.